everybody. It's Stephen and Walter here for another edition of So Chatty, episode number 63 for June the 17th, 2022. So let's jump right into things. What's Walter been working on? Yes, he's been working on this forever. So let's see how far you've gotten this
Well,
week.
I'm working on shorts. I am
Remember where the camera is.
I am way behind
And why are you way behind?
because I was supposed to sew the lining to all these pieces, like all my short pieces, right? And I did. I sewed it all on, and I started ironing one of them, and I realized I sewed them all to the wrong side.
Well, you're an idiot.
So I had to unpick them all, which was a bit of a challenge.
And that's your
So
lovely...
this is actually a lined one that I've got right now.
And it's lined with that wonderful silk organza.
Yeah.
Which actually is different now that you have it already sewn onto the fabric.
Yeah,
because when you were showing it before, it looked like sheer netting. But now that it's part of the fabric...
Yeah, it's actually not too bad.
So, ooh, if you go commando, it will feel so nice next... Well, never mind.
Okay, so I have to play catch up this weekend to get up to where I'm supposed to be for this last class, the class that we're having on Monday. So.
Wasn't there something about the class on Monday that you were, or no, that was when you thought you were getting ahead of the game, and then you realized you sewed all the... And once again, idiot.
Yeah. So I ended up still going to the class, but I ended up sort of observing because my project wasn't ready to be sewn, which was just as well because there were a lot of intense things to do on that class, including installing the zipper. And I think I would have gotten behind in the class anyway because I don't go as fast as some other people.
You've done zippers and pants before.
Yeah, I have. But every time you do it, it's sort of like...
have to learn it again, do you?
Yeah.
Sort of a thing. Oh, I thought maybe he was showing you something different this time with the zipper.
Not really. It's about the same.
Zipper's a zipper. Okay, I guess. By the way, just out of curiosity, when you put zippers into pants, are you using nylon zippers or metal zippers?
Well, I have a metal zipper for this pair of pants.
But I'm just wondering what would be the more preferred. I would think metal zippers in something like that as opposed to a nylon zipper.
Yeah, that's what I've...
Yeah, I know, but I mean
a little stronger.
Like I'm thinking, I don't think I've ever had a pair of pants that had a nylon zipper in them.
No,
I think they're always metal because
in men's pants. Anyway.
Yeah, well, because you'd be using it a lot.
Yeah,
maybe more so.
And you have to have a zipper guard in the inside too in a men's pant because otherwise.
Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. One of the things that 5-year-old boys do a lot of. Well, we don't need to talk about that. Reminds me of that movie we watched last night, Jackass 4 or 5 or Final or whatever.
It was something else.
They have an obsession with getting people, or men anyways, hit in a certain part of their body that's somewhat vulnerable. It makes you cringe every time. But how did we get onto that? I digress. So what else have you been up to this week? How's your garden?
It's growing.
Yes, I know. In fact, we have lettuce coming out of our ears. So we're thinking, what can we do with lettuce? Lots of things.
Lots of salads.
Lots and lots of salads. Although the lettuce does taste better, I think, out of the garden than it does out of the grocery store.
Well, actually, technically, I guess our lettuce is organic because I don't...
You don't use any chemicals.
I don't use any chemicals on them.
And the bunnies can't climb up that high to spray on them.
No.
So, I don't know. Do bunnies spray?
I don't know what they do.
They might. I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, of course, the bunnies and the chippies and everybody and squirrels are all hanging out down below waiting for tomatoes to come on.
Yeah, well, there's also... I've got a couple of tomato plants downstairs. And I've got some lettuce growing down there too, so who knows?
Oh, so you're feeding the bunnies and the
feeding the bunnies, yeah.
Okay. You won't let me feed the chipmunks, and then you're feeding the bunnies. Okay, fine. So that's all you've been up to. Well, no, you've been busy this week too, perusing and making 1,000 different decisions as to what our new front doors and windows are going to look like and colors of handles. Today was color of the handles for the door and everything. He shows me all this stuff. I don't know why, because I already know he's got his mind made up and he's just doing it to pay lip service to me. And I just say, yeah, whatever, because I've learned a long time ago, just say whatever, it'll be fine with it. But anyways, okay, so what have I been working on? We'll show you here. So I saw this design earlier this week, and it's for a table runner, and it's an in the hoop embroidery project, as you can see. Um, I've only got the two end pieces done. They take a long time. The end pieces, well, it comes up on the embroidery machine is taking about 90 minutes, 92 minutes to sew, but you're switching out colors, you're laying down fabric and that. So no, it doesn't take you an hour and a half, double that. Anytime, if you've never done an in the hoop embroidery project, they are a lot of fun. The end result can be really, really nice. They can be very intricate. As you can see, this one is fairly intricate. It's called Feather Jungle.
It looks really nice.
It's by Sweet Pea Design. What, you looking for the actual one?
No, I think it looks really
Yeah,
nice.
well, it does. Well, high praise. It's what it looks like so far. But I'm working on the what they call panel number one, which is inside those two end pieces. Plus, there's another panel between those. And it can be very confusing when you're working with multiple colors of fabric and you want to keep things consistent. I'm actually writing notes because I start at the middle panel. I can't show it to you because it's on the embroidery machine right now, and I don't want it. Well, actually, I can take it off because I have to take it off for the next thing anyways, just to give you an idea. Grab this. Switch cameras. Okay, so this is the next panel. Don't worry about the floppy pieces of fabric. That's part of the technique. You have to do that. Um, hanging down. Let me turn it this way. Maybe this will be better. Oh, the bird will be upside down. But you can see I'm almost done this panel, but I've been working on it since early this morning. Well, I had a false start. I got working into this and I got some of my fabrics mixed up because I didn't realize how they had it laid out. And I want to keep my fabrics consistent. So you can see you got different fabrics throughout this as well. And then a lot of embroidery, of course. So then what happens after all these panels are done, you sew them all together and you've got a table runner. Of course, you got to back it. And no, this one is not quilted, mainly because, well, you don't. This one already has all the decorative stitching on it and everything. So the backing on this will not be quilted. Although, having said that, there's nothing stopping me from actually, there is battleizer. It's batting, but it's low loft batting. It's called battleizer. It's dense. It's a good type of batting to use when you're doing something like a table runner, because then your table runner will lay flat on your table. Not that I would ever use this when it's done because of the intricacy. Um, I don't want to ever have to wash it. So it will only be for decoration. And if I was actually going to have it on a table where there was going to be food, that would be coming off before the food went on. But you could actually make a backing fabric for this that you layered, and you could quilt over top of that and then put the two together. It would make your table runner a little bit thicker, but not that much because battleizer is thinner. So if you use battleizer on both, there's double battleizer, which, having just said that, I hadn't thought about that until just now. I might try something like that, but we'll see. Of course, then again, the pieces wouldn't, well, anyways, we'll see. I'll probably show this in its completed form, hopefully on the next So Chatty, because that's how long it's going to take me to get this one done. And it was a fluke. I wasn't going to work on something like this week, but I saw it. I got a notice from Sweet Pea. They were having a sale, and this was on sale, this pattern. They're actually doing it as a sew along on their Facebook group, and it was on sale for $15 American for the pattern, which is pretty good for something as intricate as this. And I think the regular price was, I think it was 50% off. I think it was regularly $30 American. So that's about $3 million Canadian. So it cost me $20 Canadian to get it. But I really like it. But it is tricky. I don't suggest doing something like this if you've never done in the hoop embroidery before, like applique embroidery. Don't start with a project like this because it'll drive you mad. I've done them, so I'm kind of experienced, so I'm okay. All right, so that's all I've been working on. So guess what's coming up? Christmas. Yeah, I know it's June, but as of Tuesday, this past Tuesday, 6 months. No, sorry, I'm wrong. Next week. When's June the 25th?
On the 25th day of June.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, sure. Fine, fine. Well, whatever. We're 6 months out from Christmas Day. Okay. And you'll be going, oh my God, the summer hasn't even really gotten going yet. Why are we talking Christmas? Well, we have to talk about Christmas because you know what happens? We all get into the Christmas mood in around October. At least here in Canada, we get into it about just after our Thanksgiving, which comes earlier than the American Thanksgiving. And suddenly have all these projects we want to do before Christmas, and we're going like mad trying to get them all done.
It's actually a week Saturday.
A week this Saturday coming. Okay, a week this Saturday, 6 months to Christmas Day. So I like to start at this time of the year thinking about projects I might want to make, and then starting to locate resources and things like that, you know, fabric and whatnot. Doesn't mean I'll actually get started on them right now, although sometimes I do. Like last year, I started on Christmas projects in about August, and I don't think I stopped until a week before Christmas. I was sort of sick of Christmas projects. But anyways, you got to plan ahead so you don't put yourself under a lot of pressure because, you know, Christmas is pressure. But I have some plans. So I thought, well, what do I want to do this year for Christmas? What do I already have? Because I forget what I buy all the time. I say, oh, that looks like a neat pattern. I'll get that. And then I just promptly put it away and I never know it's out of sight, out of mind. So I went through some of my patterns and things that I've never done before that I know I want to do maybe as Christmas things. And I set them aside. So I'll show you what those look like, some of the ideas. Now, these are not written in stone, of course. So here's a couple. Both of these were pretty much freebie patterns. Don't ask me where these patterns came from. I don't know. I don't remember. I've had them for a while. The one Very Merry Christmas by Amanda Niederhauser. Jedi Craft Girl. Okay, well, I guess if you look up Jedi Craft Girl, you can probably find that. Don't like the colors. We're going to talk about what's trendy in Christmas colors in a bit here. Don't like those colors. I mean, to me, pink does not work as a Christmas color. But I like the design because it's kind of unusual the way that it interweaves in those stars. The other one, Pull Twist Table Runner, is a blast from the past. I made one of these. I wouldn't mind making another one. They make a great gift. They look very complicated. They really aren't. They're very easy to make. And I think they're very fat quarter friendly as well. If you got a bunch of, you know, Christmas fat quarters you want to use up, I think you can use those pretty much in this too. But it's only basically a whole bunch of half square triangles. It's just the way they're laid out that give you this, and the color combination, it gives you this pull idea. So I might make another one of those because I kind of like that pattern. Go over here. I've had this one called Starry Log Cabin, and it's not technically a Christmas pattern, but I thought in Christmas fabrics it would look really great. And this one actually uses jelly rolls for it, and I think I have some jelly roll Christmas ones laying around too that I never used up, so I could do that. It's not a very big quilt, but it's a lap, and you just add more blocks to it and you can make it bigger. And it's by Jordan Fabrics. It was a freebie. It was written by Donna Jordan. So if you go to their YouTube channel or to their website, you should probably get this pattern, no problem. They have lots of freebie patterns. If you've never gone and checked out their free patterns, you should, because they have literally hundreds on there. This other one, I found this last year, never got around to making it. Again, I might actually make it in blues because blue is a trendy color this year for Christmas. But it's a freebie from allpeoplequilt.com. They have lots of freebie patterns too, if you've never checked out that site. And I just kind of like with the trees and everything. I think that's kind of cool. It's just basically flying geese in several different sizes. So I don't think that one would take you that long to make. Now, I'll talk about the celestial stained glass in a moment, but the Norwegian snowflakes, this one I think will take a while to make. It is supposed to be a Christmassy or winter kind of quilt. You can do any color combination you want. I don't know if I would do it in blues or not. I might. Um, but I've had this one for a while too. And it's a lot of little squares, 2-inch squares to cut. But I've got my AccuQuilt. So probably wouldn't have too much of a problem getting the pieces put together. But that's a possibility. Now, the one to the left is one that I got a long time ago when I got my 15,000 machine and I was all into machine embroidery, and I never got around to doing it. It's one of those tiled wall hangings. They're completely well, I think there may be some applique in this, in the clothing of the angel, but you do all these tiles and then you sew it all together. I've made those before. You've seen them. They take awful lot of time. So that's something you got to start pretty much now. So whether I will or not, I don't know. It's been sitting there for ages. In fact, I forgot about it and I found it the other day. So those are some of the things that I'm thinking about making. Of course, I'm also working on my 3D elements for Christmas. I'm experimenting right now with a few things that I have found. Um, I love the nutcrackers, and I'm making a third one as we speak now, and I'm thinking of making them all in the rainbow colors, so we can have gay nutcrackers. Okay, there's something wrong with what I just said there. Maybe not. I don't know. Just thought about that. Well, never mind. And the little thing in front was an experiment. There's something in 3D printing called in place, and this is articulated. It means that each one of those little cars that's on there, it prints the whole design without you having to glue anything together, the letters, the little cars, everything, and they're all attached. And then you very gently have to crack them so that they loosen off. And it worked, except you can see a little bit of my glue here on this. In this picture, I had a little problem getting some of the pieces out, and it kind of broke my letters. So am I going to make another one of these? No. No, but it was kind of fun just to try to see if I could do something like that. And I'm working on a few other things, so I don't know. Just to have a merry plastic Christmas. So those were all things. I don't think I have anything else on here to show. No, I don't. Let's go back to us. So that brings me up to, well, do you have any Christmas sewing, any plans, making
No, I
something
gotta make
festive?
some more. I want to do some embroidery for Christmas themes and stuff.
Oh, you got bags to
Make a
make.
few, make a couple of more
You've
bags.
been commissioned.
Well, I haven't. I'll make her a couple of bags or whatever.
Well, she wants bags. So this is our neighbor. I mentioned this a few weeks ago that she kind of said that they would pay us for them or whatever, but we just make them. We have lots of stuff. I've gone through all my Christmas fabric anyways to see what I've got, and I got a lot of fabric I didn't realize that I have, but I can always use more. So that's the other reason why you need to start your Christmas planning now if you're going to make things, because guess what comes out? Places are starting to get their Christmas fabric now. And as soon as somebody gets it into their store, it'll be gone because people know that and they all come in and they grab it all up. And, if you leave it till about October, November, you're only going to get the picked over lots if you even get anything from that. So they should be coming in. Now, I haven't noticed that Ultimate Sewing's got any Christmas fabrics really in new yet. Though I think Shirley did mention that she was expecting it anytime. Anytime could be anytime. But a lot of places online have got Christmas fabric, and it's not sure they've got stuff left over from last year, but they're getting some new lines in. So I did a little bit of exploration to see what is trending right now. And I noticed two things that seem to be popular for this year: blues, shades of blue for Christmas fabric. Now, there's always been blue Christmas fabric, but it looks like this year that's really trendy. And if you look at home decor, I did a little search on that for Christmas decorations and things. Blues and silvers seem to be the trend. Not that I care much about what the trend is when it comes to Christmas fabric or anything, but I just thought I'd be curious to see what's coming out. So I did a little bit of research on, oh, and the other one that's popular is Grinch. There's whole lines of Grinch fabric. Now, I don't remember seeing a lot of that last year. There was some, I think, but it looks like there's a whole bunch of this. Everybody's into the Grinch. I'm into gnomes, not Grinch. So I went online and let me see if I can find this here for you. Just calling this up, bear with me. There we go. So I just did a search in Google for trending quilting fabrics for Christmas 2022, and I came up with a few things. Now, Robert Kaufman is very popular, but look right off the bat, the Grinch stuff right there. And this is supposedly their new lines of fabric for this Christmas that we're looking at right now. So they claim. I don't know if they sneak in some stuff from last year or not. But if you just scan through this, you see there's your blues are happening here. I like that one. The blue and the silver. Have to do some shopping. But you see there's a lot of blue happening. And there's just some stupid fabrics that I call like, I'm not into that kind of stuff. I suppose if you wanted to make kids Christmas socks or something, that might be fun for that, I guess. One with pooches on it. Oh, this looks fun. Nutshell design. Christmas jamboree. Okay, Santa's doing cartwheels. Oh, these little dogs are fun too. So yeah, tons, and there's more. All right, go to page 2. More Grinch. See what I mean? This is Grinch. Stars. So yeah. Now I don't like their shades of green this year. I prefer the deeper greens. I don't like these lime greens for Christmas. Do you like lime green for Christmas?
No, not really.
To me, I don't like that. I know there's so many people do. What's their name? Quilting Life. Sherry McConnell. She designs all her fabric lines and she loves that shade of green. She puts it, I think, in almost every one of her fabric
It's
lines.
one of those colors that either you like it or you don't.
Well, it's too washed out, I think. To me, it's washed out. See, I
think in some situations that color works. But I tend not to lean towards going to that color. And the other color that you don't seem to like that much is olives, isn't it?
I'm not a fan of,
whereas I do like olives.
It depends. It depends on what you're pairing it up with. Sometimes it's okay. But as far as Christmas colors are concerned, I like your whites, your grays, and silvers. I like some blues. But I always lean towards the more traditional. Like I like this kind of thing. This one they call evergreen and the red. I like the patterning in that. What's that look like when you blow it up? Just out of curiosity. Ooh, I like that. That's almost like a brocade. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. But I love Christmas fabrics. I just, how much do you need?
What's the one in the middle look like? This one here.
What,
if you blow it up. Yeah.
Now they call that Kelly. That's Kelly. Well, that isn't bad.
It looks like it's somewhat variegated too.
Yeah.
It's got
lights in it. Says, yeah. Okay, I might take it back. Maybe some of those kinds of colors actually do work. Because that's kind of interesting. Now, another one that I went to, let me just see if I can find that for a second. I found this site. It's called, if I get it up here, it's called Gathered. No, just put it on the screen here. Bear with me for a moment. And what they do is they kind of not archive, they kind of curate colors and fabrics and things. So they're saying the best Christmas fabrics are 2022. Now, you can join this site. I think it's free. I have a feeling that there really are, they curate their collections from certain manufacturers, but it gives you an idea of what's out there. Like Art Gallery fabrics. I have ordered Art Gallery fabrics before. I kind of like their stuff. I've actually, that has a very modern feel to it. Um, but these aren't bad. Kind of like this one with the white. Anything there grabbing you?
Yeah, it's all of them are
I
kind of
stay away from the blacks. I mean, black at Christmas.
I notice you keep going to the scroll bar. Why don't you just slide your middle finger down there?
Oh, yeah, it's a Mac. I forgot. I don't want that. Get off of here. No, I do not like these ones. Are these Liberty or are those okay? How do they put their wording together? Okay, one Art Gallery. Okay, that maybe these are Art Gallery down here.
I kind of like those.
Liberty. What, these ones? Art
The
Gallery?
ones, yeah, I kind of like those.
To me, they're a little washed out. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I know, but sometimes those colors appeal to me.
I kind of like that one with the stars. It's not bad. Now, Liberty Fabrics. Everybody's all about Liberty Fabrics.
Nothing there's really grabbing me.
No. Oh, I wonder if this place must be that we're on. Oh, no, they're talking about the company because they've got that in pounds. That's expensive. 17 pounds per meter. That's in Canadian dollars. That's about 25 bucks a meter. That's expensive. I can't say that any of these are grabbing me.
No.
Dashwood Studio. Again, that's that.
I like that retro look.
Well, yeah, okay, the one with the trees.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
That could be kind of interesting.
Even the Christmas packages. Well, actually, it's not too bad.
What do mushrooms have to do with Christmas?
I don't know.
That looks like mushrooms. No, don't do that. Okay, Visage Fabrics points out at Christmas.
They're kind of
Ooh,
nice.
I kind of like those. They're kind of elegant looking. Christmas hair and robin fabric. That shade of blue.
I like the blue ones. I'm not that fond of the other colors.
No. Grove's Red Mix Natural Christmas Fabric Fat Quarters. Okay. That looks kind of vintagey. Oh, they got more Art Gallery fabrics. Cozy and Magical range. Ooh, no. Salmons? Salmons and peaches. Not for Christmas. Actually, no time of the year for me because that's one color combination that I do not like at all. Louis and Irene Noel collection. Well, that's a little different in there. I don't know about the other ones. Nordic Gnome Christmas fabric. Gnomes.
I don't really like those gnomes.
No, those gnomes are kind of gnomeless. Festive Friends Christmas fabric. Oh God, no.
I don't like the pink.
Don't like the pink. Snoopy Christmas fabrics. Oh. Well, that could be fun in something.
Except I don't like the ones where they've got the beige colors in the background.
But I'm thinking if you could get a panel where you make one of Charlie Brown's sad Christmas tree in the center of it, and then you put that around, could that be fun? Moda Merry Christmas and Bright. Everybody, it looks like this trend, if this is true to the trend this year, everything's looking a little washed out in my way of thinking. Sausage Dogs Christmas fabric. Oh. Make her a Christmas bag for next door. Our next door neighbors have a sausage dog.
Well, no, she used to have it.
Oh, no, they're actually a Chihuahua. That's right. Yeah, I forgot. It's a Chihuahua.
It's a yappy little thing.
Yeah, it's very yappy. Oh, and for that woman on the street, well, yeah.
Hello,
ho, Christmas. 12 days of Christmas. Well, that must be that's a panel. That's kind of interesting.
It's a little busy looking.
Well, yeah, I know, but I think it's supposed to be. It's a panel. And this is another one, another panel. Yeah, not grabbing me. Clothworks or Christmas tree panel. Nope, not grabbing me. Dashwood Studio. Too cutesy. Ooh, lumberjack on Christmas thing. Ho ho ho! Santa waving fabric panel. Yes, well I've seen ones like that before. Yeah, if you want to do a quickie, you could do a quickie on that. And I guess that's the end of that line there. So that gives you some ideas. Did I have another one? I think I had, oh yeah. So I went to see, I was saying that quilt stores, this is the time of the year when they're starting to get in their Christmas fabrics and things. So I did a little search for some of the popular stores that we shop at online. And one, I haven't bought anything from them in a while, but you've heard me talk about, it's called thequiltstore.ca. So I went to their site to see what they had. And now they didn't necessarily say that this stuff was just in. It may be leftovers from last year, but they had a fairly good selection. Let me get this up here so you can see it. So here's what they're offering. Now this is a panel. You can cut up the pieces for that, or even that. That's actually, I just got done studying about things being juvenile, but that one kind of appeals to me for some reason. I don't know why. This one with cats. They have an advent calendar one. Oh, I like this one. Snow gnomes. Wooden packed. Not the colors I usually like to put in a quilt, but you could do stuff with that. And they have it in a gnomes in black and a gnomes wooden scenic. I like these. These are elegant looking. And I'm pretty sure I've seen this one before. And that green one too. Sugar Plum Fairies. What's up, Joy? And here we're getting into some of the blues. They seem to have quite a few to pick from already. So that's what I mean. I don't know if this is from last year or this is some new collections. I don't say. Oh, martini glasses. Well, that would make a fun Christmas bag, especially for an alcoholic. I mean, someone we know who likes to drink. Why do I think of Carla? I don't know. Oh, panels. See, more Grinch. Grinch. Again, now somebody will probably write something and say, oh, Grinch was all in last year too, so it's old stock. Maybe it was, but I don't remember it standing out as prominently. I saw some last year, but I've seen more of it this year. Yeah, I'm just noticing it more. That's kind of neat. I'm very much attracted to stuff that has a more elegant sort of vintage feel to it. There's some more blue and more blue and blue. I almost, it's not, but it reminds me of steampunk for some reason. Cats and balls. Yeah, sure. That always works. Yeah, and then they have these panels for making Christmas skirts, and I've seen others for panels for making like table runners or stockings and stuff like that. You just cut them out of the panel and sew it together. So if you want something quick. Santa's Lodge. Oh, Mickey and Friends. Mickey Mouse. You like Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, I kind of Mickey Mouse out.
Another skirt. Well, they've got a fair collection. Yeah, I have some of that. I don't think I used it all up last year, but that's from Northcott's the Canadian Christmas collection.
Well, it's on sale. Maybe that is
Oh,
last
yeah.
year's.
Yeah, but look at it. Well, their prices have gone up. Looks like their average price is $20 a meter. But a fair amount. Well, actually, Christmas fabrics do tend to be a little more pricey as well. So who knows what's going to happen. Now,
Oh, there's a vintage one.
Library of Rarities Christmas Music. I don't know how I'd use it, though.
Yeah.
I suppose you could use it like a panel or something, and then...
Or you could use it for a bag or something.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it would be fine for a bag. Ooh. Napkins.
Yeah.
They would make really neat napkins, I think. And what else we got here? But there's not a bad selection on here. It just, I'm not sure if this is leftovers from last year or this is all new stuff. Or I don't suspect it's all new stuff, but maybe there's a blend, but they didn't really say. So, anyways, it just gives you some thoughts about, what may be coming or what you can get out there. But like I said, I think if you see something you really like, you need to order it now because it'll be snapped up for sure. Okay, so that's Christmas in June. So we were talking about that. So just a reminder that the International Stitch Marathon, as I discussed last week, all that information for it, which happens on July the 22nd, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You can figure out your own time zone from that. And 12 hours of, basically sewing and talking. And I don't know what else Brenda has planned for this. But there's a few more co-hosts have been added to the list. I'm not sure why, but anyways, so that's coming up. And as I said, there's been some more co-hosts added to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert for you a little promo video for one of the co-hosts. Her name is Sarah Ragland, and I couldn't tell you what her YouTube channel is, but it will be in the video. So I'm going to insert that in here right now for you.
Hello, I would like to take the time to introduce myself. My name is Sarah, and I'm from Quilting for the Soul. I love quilting. I am from the United States. I come from the South, Alabama. And at the time, my grandmother used to quilt. Quilting wasn't an art, but now it's became an art. And there are so many beautiful, just beautiful quilts. I love quilting. I created my channel for people that wanted to create. I wanted to be in the company of great people. Whenever you get into the company of quilters, you have found a loving community. So I wanted to build a loving community that would answer questions, help the new people that was coming along, wanting to learn, to teach them. I found that in a few channels on YouTube. So I just wanted to give back and create a channel that would do the same. I love hand stitching. Hand stitching is mostly my passion, but I do applique quilting. I do sewing machine quilting. But I just want to take the time and let you know who I was and who I am, who I am, and I hope to see you later. God bless you and your family. Bye.
Okay, so if you want to check out the other hosts, every week I'm going to be presenting a co-host's little promo for you. And I'm going to start doing it on the Idiot Quilter as well, because right now I think we're up to about 12 co-hosts. So I was going to do one a week, but there aren't 12 weeks before July the 22nd. So I've got to double up a little bit somewhere. And all the Zoom link, everything is down below in the show notes. So another thing that I found interesting, I listen to podcasts. Do you ever listen to podcasts?
No, not very often.
What do you do with yourself all the time until 3 o'clock in the morning?
Look around.
Oh, yeah, really? Dirty pictures? Oh. Say no more, say no more. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Does she like
I sometimes
photography?
watch a show or something.
Oh, dirty show?
No.
Show about sewing? Quilting?
Sometimes.
Whatever. So, I'm actually just asking these questions to get you to feel like you're involved, because you came to this with nothing today.
Oh, go away.
Oh, go away. Fine. Yeah, that's your answer to everything. So, quilt myths. Some time ago, we talked about I forget what it was something to do around like what misinformation people have about quilting and that. Well, on a podcast I was listening to, actually, it was the Quilter on Fire. She's a Canadian out in BC. She has a podcast she does weekly, and she interviews different people on it. They're all pretty much people that have our names in the industry and things like that. She interviewed 6 ladies that come from a website called the SixKnowItAlls. They are each very well educated ladies who have degrees in art background or fiber, textile art, things like that, in other areas of interest. And they talk about the history of various types of quilts. And they like, on this particular show, they were talking about myths that people have about quilts that are very common. And I thought this was kind of interesting because I think we mentioned this one before, but you know about Underground Railroad at the time. Quilts were made for, am I boring you?
No.
No, go ahead. Finish reading your notes on your watch.
No, it's a reminder of my next dental appointment.
Oh, God, all you do is live at a dentist thing.
Yeah, I know. So,
anyways, and I think we did a thing about the symbolism in quilts in the Underground Railroad, how that certain blocks meant certain things. You know, it let the runaway slaves know where the next safe destination was, or, you know, if someone's on their tail or something like that. That is completely a myth. They have researched it. There is absolutely no historical evidence in one form or another to even suggest that that's how quilts were used during the Underground Railroad. It's a complete myth. And these ladies did extensive research and tried to find out and said there's nothing. And you know, if you think about it, there's a logic behind this. Did people have a lot of time when they were trying to escape or help escaping slaves to design a quilt to let them know what's going on? It's not like they could go in and print it off on a computer or something
or they
like
had
that.
a sewing machine to run it off.
Yeah. So, you know, if you think about that, it's ludicrous to think they actually did that. They didn't have any time for that. Look, even if they were trying to, you know, help runaway slaves, making quilts was something they did as a utility item. They made them from scraps of fabric from old clothing and other things that they could get around. And most ladies, because it'd be women who were doing them, were a little bit busy in their day for just sitting around.
No automatic washing machine.
Yeah, like to sit around like we do today and work on quilts. So yeah, it's pretty obvious when you think about it from that point of view that this whole thing about these codes and quilts and things is just bull roar. So I thought that was interesting. Now, another one that I had not heard of before, but they say is completely false, is that if you see a black and white vintage quilt, like not today, but back, you know, maybe in the 1930s or at the turn of, you know, the 1900s or something like that, if you saw a black and white quilt, it was probably a mourning quilt, meaning it was a memorial quilt or because someone had passed. They say that's completely nuts. People used black and white fabrics even 100 years or more ago to make quilts, period. It wasn't because they used black in a quilt did not mean that this was a mourning quilt. So I guess that's one myth that they were blowing out of the water too. And hearts on quilts did not mean it was a wedding gift. And the heart motif is popular, it's been always popular in quilts. But people, when they see hearts in a quilt, feel that it was probably, like I'm talking old quilts, that it was probably a wedding gift. Well, not necessarily so. Oh, and then here's one I'd never heard of before. Of course, everybody knows, you know, brides, I don't think brides do this today, but you know, back a couple of generations ago, girls were expected at a certain age to start a hope chest or a trousseau, like getting things together for when she got married and had to start her own home up. And so they would make things like they would make quilts and they would make tea towels and they would embroider on them and pillow slips and blankets and all the kind of things. And they'd be constantly working on their, you know, bridal what they would be taking when they moved into their own home and were starting a family and everything like that. Well, I guess one of the rules of thumb were brides had to have 12 quilts plus one in their trousseau, in their hope chest, before they got married. That was expected of them. That's bullshit. Apparently, no. Well, again, think about the logic of it. Who had the time to sit around and make 13 quilts? You know, what did she start at the age of 5 and not do anything else but? So I just thought it was really interesting. But if you're interested in this kind of stuff, they do have some excerpts from some of their lectures on YouTube, but they have a website and you can pay for a lecture. And the lectures are roughly around $12 American for each lecture. I've never done it, although it's kind of intriguing because from this interview and listening to them, it was really quite interesting stuff. So I thought I'd share that with you as well. So I do have this week up, I put up another tutorial of doing in the hoop applique. This time it was for a wall hanging that I've been working on forever, the bookshelf one. And so if you haven't seen that, that's up already. And I'm running out of ideas for tutorials. Now, we don't mind doing a tutorial, but let's be reasonable about it. Like these women who are making all these quilts, not kind of a thing. There's only so many hours in a day. And I've had people request tutorials from beginning to end on a whole project. Well, that's not going to happen because there are a lot of steps in putting a tutorial together. You have to have step outs. You know, you have to show each part of the project and things like that. When I do these little tiny tutorials, they're ones that take me not that long to make, and I don't have to do a lot of editing. But having said that, I am looking for quick tutorial ideas that we could do. Like maybe Walter could show you how he does some little facet of making a shirt, like how to do a buttonhole. Like how do you get your buttonholes in the right spot? Kind of a thing.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, well, see, but that's what I mean. But some people are intimidated by doing buttonholes. How do you handle putting in a zipper?
Well, I use my buttonholer for my machine.
Yeah, I know, but some people don't even. I've seen people on there that don't know. They've got it on their sewing machine. They've never used it. Because the buttonholer is actually, for the first time to use it,
yeah, it's a little intimidating. Actually, what I found less intimidating was that to do my first buttonhole, I went on and did a bunch of practice ones on pieces of cloth, just so that I got the hang of how it worked.
Or maybe you could demo how a cover stitch works. There's lots of people that have no idea what a cover stitch is as opposed to a serger or whatever. Like I'm thinking out loud here, but I'm looking for things that people might be interested in but don't take a lot of time to do. It's, you know, it's not a class, it's just a quick tip. Like I can do quick tutorials on various things like using the Quilt or using my embroidery machine or things like that. Now I'm just looking for ideas, what people might be interested in that one doesn't involve a whole lot of time for me to put it together. And also that people would find useful, you know, because you don't know what other people don't know. And it's surprising, actually, what other people don't know. We take a lot of things for granted when it comes to it, because we've been doing this for a bit now. So anyway, so if you've got ideas, whatever it is, just throw it out there. No guarantee I will actually pursue it, but I might. So, you know, or it might give me an idea for another idea. Often that happens. So that's what I'm putting an appeal out there for. Yeah. So anything else we can talk about today? I don't have anything else. Anything? You've just been a bundle of ideas. Just, oh my God, stop it. Stop it. Wait, there's so much here. Oh no.
Yeah, well,
no.
you're Mr. Yappy. So.
Next week, we'll be doing readjusting Walter's attitude. Stay tuned.
I got a haircut.
Yeah, number A and B are both the same length right now. Yeah, that's good to know. She really scalped you.
Yeah,
she enjoys doing that, doesn't she?
I don't know why she does that.
Was she talking?
Yeah. She
Oh, well, that's okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Now we're rambling. Yeah, we're rambling. Okay. So, got to go. So, hope you have a good weekend, everybody. And I don't know what we're talking about next week. We'll see. Whatever. Okay. Talk to everybody later. Say goodbye, Walter.
Goodbye.